Hello there everybody, it's Claire here from My Creative Spirit with a new set of products to share with you that I've altered in the Love Notes collection, beautiful collection, coordinating romance and music by Graphic 45. So we've got a lovely large box, great for an event box or a gift box, a Christmas box, but I've teamed it up with the album inside to make it into a proper, I'm calling it an event project because, as you'll see when we go through the album, there are loads and loads of places to put your fabulous photos. So the box itself measures 11 by 9, it's nice and deep, and it's got a magnetic closure and also a little split to put ribbon through if you want to add a ribbon tie like I've done here. So that saves any pull on the papers that you might add. A 12 by 12 sheet of paper goes across the front, down the right hand side and just down the spine. So that was one sheet of paper, just trimmed slightly at the top. But I wanted to feature this violin, which I absolutely love. And then undoing it, Marty, if you're watching, we've got big doodads on the end of our ribbons here. I've added some half circles, 1 inch half circles to the end of the 1 inch ribbons and just covered them in a little black Nouveau drops, just so that those ribbons don't fray. And then the box itself has a magnetic closure, so the kit comes with the magnets to add into the box as you're assembling it. It's all assembled using our signature black construction tape, fabulous tape. And then it opens up, so it actually has a deep boxed section here. And as I say, you could just create the box and make it into a gift box, or make smaller albums, or do all sorts of things, or make it into a Christmas box. And I'll be doing some projects on that later in the year. And then inside, I've got another ribbon I've got to add the doodads to the end of, and that just sort of holds the album in place. But because the album is quite large, they don't really lift it out. But I did mount the ribbon under an ephemera card here in the bottom of the box. But if you make the project, you could do whatever you fancy. I've got Patterns and Solids paper on the inside cover of the box, and then just teamed it up with a sticker here just to coordinate the tone of the project. And let's move the box out of the way and bring the album in. So the album is just slightly under 10 inches, just a smidgen, by 8 inches. So it's probably the biggest album that I've made, other than 12 by 12 projects. A really nice deep spine. I've coordinated Patterns and Solids, the 8 by 8 paper, with a little bit of fussy cutting out there, an ephemera card that's slided. That's such bad English. Slid under the cutouts, and then just 3 stickers at the bottom, and I've highlighted the words with a little glossy accents, and we've got some sticker elements here as well. And then on the spine, I've got an acetate cover over the paper and then a complementing sticker from the collection. And then the back has just got the rest of the paper from the top section that I used on the box. So I feed it all back in as I'm cutting it up, and that way you get a decent amount of leftovers at the end that you could do something else with, and I'll show you. And that way you get a decent amount of leftovers at the end that you can do something else with. So I'll show you what was left over when we get to the end of the project. Inside, as I say, it's an event album. There's lots of room within the pages. They are dimensional, so when they all fold up, there's an allowance built into each of the pages so that you can add lots and lots of pictures, ephemera, journaling inside them. And they all sit on the extended spine. which means that as you work through the album, they sit flatter than they would if they were sitting on the traditional spines, which makes them stand up as you work through the book. So starting at the beginning, as you can see, I've coordinated the 8x8 size patterns with the 12x12. They all work so well, and I've kept my pages to a minimum with embellishments. However, if you decide you like the project, you want to make it, there is lots and lots of opportunities at the end to come back and add pictures, stickers and other elements into the project to suit what you're adding. So we've got button and thread closures all the way through. That was sort of a theme in the album, along with the orange band at the bottom, and you'll see that as we work through the pages. And then there's a real mix and match going on with all of the colours. I love the blacks, so I've used as much of the black as I can, or the darker papers, with the florals. However, as with all of my projects, the instructions are written in such a way that you can easily change the papers. If you like the style of the album, you want to make the album, then the project sheet gives you all of the dimensions to cut, and then you can swap your papers around to suit collections of your own choice as well. So inside cover, we've got a nice lift up flap here. We've got an acetate pocket. Just the acetate lifts up, it's on a black background. You can add in whatever you like, however many bits and pieces in there. The thread keeps it closed, but it also lifts up and has a back to it. Lovely space there for photos, however you're adding them. And then it folds out, and there is a tuck spot at the bottom that allows you to pop pictures in as well. And again, you could get a 5x7 photo on that page. And then it does up with its little button and thread closure. And we've got doodads on the end of the thread. I've used embroidery thread. I can't say that either. Thread. Or floss, as you call it in the States. And the doodads obviously just stop that from fraying. So if you're not sure how I make these, do watch my video. And then you can add them to the ends of your ribbons and twine and threads in your projects too. So moving on to the side page, we've got a half page here. Again, it does up with its little closure. Beautiful. I love that paper. It's the leftover from here, just flipped over. So lovely black hearts on the back and the signature sheet on the front. And then when this lifts up, it gives you a lovely area at the top. Let me slide the album down. Great opportunity for photographs up there. Lovely little pocket at the bottom. It's a double-sided pocket, she says. It is, it goes that way. You can't see, let's slide it back up. So it goes that way on the inside and that way on the outside. And I've just taken an ephemera card here and mounted it on some black card and slid it in the front pocket. And then those two flaps fold down, side flaps fold out, and then there's a waterfall section in the middle that can hold a number of photographs. And I've decorated the front with the paper and the back with stickers. So again, a really lovely layout there for your memories. And then it all does back up with its little thread closure. And then on the back of that one, we've just got just a simple pocket and tag page. I've used one of the ephemera cards here mounted to make the pocket, a little sticker at the bottom, and now you can start to see the orange theme running across the page. And then, unlike me, because I very rarely use dies, I have used the Heartfelt Creations Ornate Borders and Pockets die. Thank you, Kathy, for sending that up. Just to add that trellis detail to the top of this photo mat, and then sticker. It's a two-section sticker mounted on the front there, just to add detail. But I've left it plain on the back again, so that you can flip it over and pop pictures in. And then I found this die And there are two of these flying around somewhere, but this was an old Sizzix die. It's a paperclip die. So I cut 3 of them out in black card, 1 in paper, stuck them together, let them dry. So I use wet glue, and then this just makes a nice little accent, but a coordinated accent that goes with the theme of the album. And then the page over here, on the front of it, it has an acetate pocket. It's sealed at the top and the bottom, and you can just slide your pictures under there very easily, or whatever you want to keep. It could be just a document wallet for tickets and things. And then, did it have a... No, I've stuck it on, but you could also have an opening underneath. I stuck it down to the page completely, I think. And then the page opens out, and we've got a single waterfall section here, just sitting on top of that gorgeous rose paper. Really is beautiful. And the ephemera card on there, and a little bit of a border strip. And then on this side, there are 2 photo mats, but because they're mounted on the inside, there's little places to tuck things under both sides there. And then the page opens out, and you've got the full photo mat on the back sitting on the rose paper, and then I've coordinated that with the patterns and solids, and it just all goes together so well. So again, a lovely layout page, and then it just does up with its closure. And then flipping over, I've gone for the music notes and instruments on this page, and tied it up with the piano keys and the hearts, and again it works beautifully. So inside this page at the top we've got a smaller acetate pocket. I've just got one of the ephemera cards in there, but again you could add anything. And then a large centre section that just enables you to put bigger elements on there. And then of course you've got the inside of the fold down flap as well to pop things. And again we've got the orange border with a sticker on the bottom that coordinates with the paper. And then on this side I've taken one of, I think this is my favourite, I love the Violin ephemera card. It's just mounted onto black card, and it sits on the front of the page, and that means that when you open the page you've got your tuck areas there to pop things underneath, and the same on the other side, little areas to pop things under that one. And then when you open it out, there's the full photo mat on the back, and then there are 2 foldy outy sections, so double again, 4 layers or surfaces for pictures. You can't see, but it's a double whammy, and that just folds neatly top and bottom and sits inside the page. And then flipping over, you can see how nicely the pages sit, sort of a really nice flat spread. So on the back of this page we've got the orange going again across the bottom, a little button and thread closure, and a double photo frame folded that slides out of the acetate pocket, and then in there's just a piece of black card sitting behind the acetate with an ephemera card in the centre. And then it's a double photo mat, but again you could put something on the back, and I've used the patterns and solids to decorate that with a beautiful ephemera card on the front. And then it just slides back in, does up, and then it won't fall out. And then on the opposite side we've got another coordinating ephemera card with the rose, the same paper from the centre on the top pocket, black at the bottom. So we've got 8x8 paper over here, we've got 12x12 here, and I love that you can do that, coordinate the sizes and the patterns in the same paper. And then at the top of this page we've got another little place to pop things, an ephemera card here, but the journaling side facing, And then this bottom pocket folds out. Again, there's another tuck spot. Let's just move the album. Apologies for the slidey uppy downy bits going on. There's another tuck spot here in the bottom of the page. And then these pages fold out sideways. So there are portrait areas to pop your pictures on in this fold out. And again, there's room for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, depending on how many you're putting, whether you're putting small pictures, little pictures. So lots and lots of room in here. And of course, you've got a journaling spot there as well, if you want to write on there. I've used a combination of Anita's glue. I'm loving the Anita's glue. It's really dry and it doesn't ruckle the paper as you're sticking. And double-sided tape. So a combination of both, and the pages are just, they do look as though they've been taped, but many of them have been stuck. So I would highly recommend the Anita's glue. On this page, we've just got a fold-out photo mat and a little place to pop things behind there. A little sticker at the bottom and the smaller 8x8 paper on this page, here and inside, and then another ephemera card on the front there. This side we've got another acetate pocket, one of the vertical portrait ones, and again you can see I haven't stuck the ephemera card in, and you can pop something in front, behind, put in there whatever you like. This bottom section has been stuck down, and that's what holds the top section in place. And then when you open out, if I can remember which way I wound it, again we've got that single fold up photo mat, and photo mats this side with the little places to pop things under that spine, and then the full photo mat when you fold the album out on the other side. I had a happy accident on this page. I'm not quite sure what happened, but I cut the paper too short, so I've added a strip of the stripy paper, and I thought it went really well with it both sides. But that was a surprise when I cut the paper, and I must have measured it, I don't know how many times. But I love that. I love the colours. And then folding over, we've got the lovely cream banners here. Again, the orange, you can see now the orange thread of that pattern. I quite like that running all the way through. And then this one opens sideways, just 2 photo mats here, and then under each there's just somewhere to pop things, so you don't have to stick things to the page if you don't want to. I found with these little buttons, if you just press down on one side, the other side lifts up, and then you can wind the thread round. It took me a while to find that out, but I did. And then we've got the last of the narrow pages, so let's unwind that one. Beautiful roses on here to match the roses on the paper on the other side. And then I've gone for orange inside this section. So this is the patterns and solids. We've got the 8x8 paper down here. We've got a strip of the 12x12 border, some stripy patterns and solids, a little ephemera card sitting in the front pocket, and then we've got a little pocket on the inside that I've put the smaller cutouts from the paper in. And then the side flaps open out and reveal a centre waterfall. Again, I've put paper on one side and stickers on the other. But another very roomy page. And then folding over, nice pocket on the back of here, just with another one of those photo mats using that Heartfelt Creations die. It just slides in there. And then we're to the back cover where we've got the final button and thread closure. Nice coordination of papers, patterns and solids, and 12x12s. The last of the acetate pockets. A little bit of a sticker on there. So you can pop your pictures in either way. And that flips up. So we've got the larger piano keys there. Patterns and solids here. And then final place to tuck things in the back there. And then it all does up. She says, that's it, and press it, and round it goes. So there are 6 double-sided pages, all very interactive, all with the allowance built in to add your elements into the centre. And then when you get to the front, I'll show you how it closes. So it's not overly stuffed. There's still room to add your pictures in. So after cutting up all of those papers and working them into the project, we have got some stickers left, a bunch of cut pieces that are perfect to make into tags, and I always make my tags to fit the paper I've got left. So this one here would make a lovely lollipop tag, a really nice one to just journal on, maybe lengthways. So a bunch of that, and then there's 5 8x8 sheets left, or 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, oh, 6 8x8 sheets left, 3 patterns and solids, 2.5, and 1 sheet of cutouts, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 sheets of 12 by 12. So more than enough to make another small project that would use up your papers, or enough to put by and make into something else later on. So I hope you've enjoyed the walkthrough. Thank you very much for watching. Please have a look at the description below if you're interested in making the project. And don't forget to give me the thumbs up if you've enjoyed the video, and subscribe to my channel to be kept up to date with new projects as they come out. Thanks for watching.